The story of Jabir ibn Hayyan, known in many Western sources as Gabor, is one of the most remarkable stories in the history of science and the Islamic civilization. He is widely considered one of the greatest scientists of the early Islamic era and is often called the father of early chemistry. His life was a journey of curiosity, patience, and relentless experimentation that helped transform chemistry from a field filled with myths and philosophical speculation into a real experimental science. Jabir ibn Hayyan was born around the year 721 CE, and historians believe he was born in the city of Tus in Persia. His father, Hayyan al-Azdi, was a pharmacist and herbalist who had knowledge of medicine and natural remedies. Because of his profession, Jabir grew up surrounded by medicinal plants, chemical substances, and the preparation of remedies. This early environment played an important role in shaping his future scientific interests. However, Jabir's childhood was not easy. His father became involved in political conflicts during the final years of the Umayyad period and was eventually executed. After this tragic event, Jabir and his family moved to the city of Kufa, which at that time was one of the great centers of learning and intellectual activity in the Islamic world. In Kufa, the young Jabir began his journey in the pursuit of knowledge. He studied many fields, including medicine, philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, and especially chemistry. One of the most influential teachers in his life was the famous Islamic scholar Jafar al-Sadiq. Under his guidance, Jabir learned that knowledge should not rely only on theory and speculation, but must also be tested through observation and experiment. This idea later became the foundation of Jabir's scientific method. During this time, what people called alchemy was often mixed with mystical beliefs and magical ideas. Many thinkers were searching for ways to transform ordinary metals into gold or discover an elixir that could grant immortality. Jabir ibn Hayyan approached these ideas differently. Instead of relying on superstition, he focused on systematic experimentation. He believed that understanding the properties of substances required careful observation, repeated testing, and precise documentation of results. Because of this approach, many historians credit him with introducing the experimental method into the study of chemistry. Jabir established a laboratory in Kufa, where he spent countless hours conducting experiments. His laboratory work was revolutionary for its time. He designed and improved many instruments used in chemical experiments, including apparatus for distillation, crystallization, evaporation, and filtration. One of the most famous devices associated with his work is the alembic, a distillation apparatus that became essential in chemical laboratories for centuries. Through his experiments, Jabir made significant contributions to chemical knowledge. He described processes such as distillation, calcination, sublimation, and crystallization. These processes later became fundamental techniques in modern chemistry. He also worked with acids and mineral substances and developed methods for refining metals and producing chemical compounds. His research laid the groundwork for later discoveries by scientists in both the Islamic world and Europe. In addition to his experimental work, Jabir ibn Hayyan was an incredibly prolific writer. He is believed to have written hundreds of books and treatises covering chemistry, philosophy, medicine, mathematics, and cosmology. Among the works attributed to him are collections of scientific writings that explained chemical substances, laboratory techniques, and theories about the composition of matter. His writings did not remain limited to the Islamic world. During the Middle Ages, many of his works were translated into Latin, allowing European scholars to study his ideas. In Europe, he became known as Jabir, and his writings strongly influenced the development of medieval chemistry. For centuries, European alchemists studied the works attributed to Jabir ibn Hayyan. His ideas about chemical processes and laboratory experimentation helped shape the transformation of alchemy into modern chemistry. Because of this lasting influence, many historians consider him one of the most important figures in the history of science. Jabir's approach to science emphasized patience, discipline, and careful observation. He believed that the natural world operates according to precise laws created by God, and that by studying these laws through experimentation, humans could gain a deeper understanding of nature. This perspective reflects the broader scientific spirit that flourished during the golden age of Islamic civilization. Despite his immense knowledge and reputation, historical sources describe Jabir as a humble and dedicated scholar who spent most of his life studying, teaching, and conducting experiments. He continued his work in Kufa for many years, mentoring students and expanding the body of scientific knowledge. Jabir ibn Hayyan is believed to have died around the early 9th century, approximately 815 CE. By the time of his death, he had already left behind an extraordinary intellectual legacy. His work influenced generations of scientists and contributed to the scientific traditions that eventually shaped modern chemistry. Today, the name Jabir ibn Hayyan stands as a symbol of the scientific achievements of the Islamic Golden Age. His life demonstrates how curiosity, perseverance, and dedication to knowledge can change the course of human understanding. From a young boy who lost his father and moved to a new city, he became one of the most influential scientists in history. His experiments, writings, and scientific spirit helped lay the foundations of chemistry, and his contributions continue to be remembered and respected throughout the world.